Welcome to a new episode of Positive Talk Daily. My name is Mr. Positive. We're on YouTube at Mr. Positive Live. Click on the bell icon, get notified when we post new videos or go live. Now, I'm mainly a tech channel, but we're going to start expanding these videos into other types of subjects. Today, I want to talk about what I see on a regular basis when it comes to scams. We're going to do a scam alert or scammer alert video today here on Positive Talk Daily. This video is more of a personal video from what I've seen working at a local pharmacy. I am a part-time cashier at a local CVS pharmacy, and I've been there for about 3 months now. And we see a lot of people coming into our local pharmacy that are, coming in, purchasing Apple gift cards, Google Play cards, Steam gift cards. And, you can tell the ones that are getting scammed a lot of times they're elderly folks. And our job at CVS isn't to tell people what to do with their money, but we're also there to warn people about potential scams. We had one woman come in one time asking that, she goes, well, I need to pay my power bill. And she said, they want Google Play cards. And no company that's a U.S. business is going to ask for payment through Google Play, or Apple gift cards, or even Steam gift cards. Okay. Now, I have dealt with multiple transactions through a daily basis. Sometimes I do 8-hour shifts. Sometimes I do a 4-hour shift. We'll at least have, each shift, I'll have at least one person coming in looking to load $500 on like 4 Apple gift cards, because that's the limit you can put on an Apple gift card. And these people come in looking to put $2,000, because a lot of these scammers are pretending to be CMP, your local power company, maybe from your phone company, and saying that you owe money. And a lot of people aren't just falling for these scams, but there are also scams like dating scams, people asking for Google Play cards. These types of scams are really hard to avoid. This video is to help those who haven't been scammed, but maybe you've received calls from or emails on your email, or maybe you've received calls on your, on your phone. And a lot of times these scammers are also using text messages, phishing scams through emails and stuff like that. But we're going to focus more today on people who are dealing with phone scams. Okay, so like working at a grocery store, working at customer service, working for a customer service desk, working for a MoneyGram type place, you kind of know what to look for. If it's large amounts of cash, like anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, if somebody's on the phone with them when they come into, say, a local CVS or Walgreens, we actually can't do business. We actually can't make a transaction if they're actually over the phone. You have to have ID to send and receive money or send money. Some people are also money laundering and don't even realize it. They're, sending out packages, because some CVS and Walgreens locations are considered UPS drop-offs or UPS send-outs. And you got to be careful. If you're someone out there who's almost fallen for one of these scams, you know how it is. I've seen in an 8-hour day, working an 8-hour shift, I've seen at least 3 or 4 of these transactions performed. Now, I'm not saying all of them are scams, but I know what to look for. I've also fallen victim when I was much younger for a scam. It was basically a Microsoft support scam, so I know how it is to lose $300 and they don't do the job they said they're going to do. A lot of these scams are hard to avoid. But today the topic is, if you're someone out there who receives one of these calls on your smartphone, maybe you receive an email and then you're asked to call it, like a 1-800 number, how to avoid this? Number 10, especially if it's an email. If you're getting a email that looks suspicious, let's say it's from a Central Main Power, or it's a Windows support scam, which we see a lot of, or your bank is, maybe this scammer is pretending to be a bank or pretending to be your bank, and you click on the link. You got to be careful. This is more along the lines to look for poor grammar. That's usually number 10, poor grammar. Look for missing links, fuzzy logos and stuff like that. Number nine, what to look for in any type of one of these scams. Let's say you get a random phone call and they claim to be from, IRS, especially this time of year. We see a lot of people getting phone calls from, scammers pretending to be from the IRS or, CRS in Canada, pretending to be the Internal Revenue Service. The Internal Revenue Service is never going to call you. They're never going to ask for payment. And a lot of times these scammers, which is number nine, is rushing. A lot of these scammers will rush you. They will make it sound very serious. They'll tell you that you could spend time in jail. They're going to try to make it so you're going to rush, go to your local bank, your local CVS or Walgreens to send them money, or even a Walmart. So if they're trying to rush you, chances are it's probably a scam. That's number nine. Number eight in the scam to avoid, and a lot of these things, these warning signs, is if they're demanding payment through Cash App, if they're demanding payment through a third-party application. Let's say you receive an email in your inbox or even a text message, and they're telling you, companies a lot of times will use Cash App with a debit card, but a lot of companies are not going to use Zelle as a payment arrangement. No, most companies are not going to use Cash App directly. Most major companies are going to use debit card, credit card, or they're going to use whatever mean of payment. They may use Apple Pay or Android Pay or NFC payments. A lot of companies aren't going to ask you to pay through an Apple gift card. That's number eight. So any company is asking you to pay with Apple gift cards, Google Play, it's a scam. Okay, 100%. Okay. A lot of the scammers I see coming, a lot of the elderly people I see coming in are usually in their late 70s and early 80s, even 90-year-olds. They'll come in. I had a 92-year-old lady come in about a month ago, and she actually I was able to warn her ahead of time about the scam that she was about to fall for. And I said, did you get a random phone call or anything? Because we're supposed to warn people, understand, if you're sending money, because it's their own risk. Police really can't do anything unless you file a police report after being scammed. Because when a lot of these elderly people get scammed, it could be their life savings. It could be that, they're really falling for this. And I asked this lady, I said, are you getting like a random phone call? Or was it an email? And she said, no, it was a phone call. And they said that she owed money on back taxes. It was a fake IRS call. I said, hang up on them immediately. And she did. And she thanked me for, warning her ahead of time. I said, well, you could have lost. They wanted her to send $3,000 in Apple Pay, Apple gift cards. And that's like 8 gift cards or maybe more. And we were able to warn her ahead of time, and she was able to actually file a police report and warn other people at the same time. So you just got to know what to look for. I see this on a consistent basis, working in a CVS or a Walgreens or even Walmart. If you work in the money services, you know what I'm talking about. All we can really do is send them a warning. It is up to them, the consumer who has fallen for the scam. This doesn't mean that most of these people are stupid. They believe it. And a lot of these scammers are smart, and they can spoof phone numbers. They can make it look like a local police department. They can make it look like a local CMP office saying you owe money. Now it's at an all-time high. Now this time of year, especially going into winter, spring, going into the latter part of spring, we're at the end of the tax season, and this is where these scam calls are really ranchering. They're starting to pick up, and this is the peak season. They'll tell you owe money, you need to pay up, and anybody that's demanding payment that fast, that's a scam. Okay, automatically. Number 7, warning sign to avoid. If let's say you are getting a random phone call, or even a text message. If you're getting a text message and it's telling you to call this number, it could be for a UPS pickup. A lot of times nowadays they're doing this. Package was sent to the wrong place. You'll call the number. They'll have a link. You click the number. And what happens is sometimes people are downloading malware right to their phone, and these people don't realize that these scammers are in another country, most likely, and they're clicking on this link, and it's actually downloading malware. They're able to get access to your phone. They can open your camera. If you're doing it on your computer, it's the same thing. Number 7, if the link, if they're sending you a text message, this is for text message scams or text message, suspicious text messages sent to your phone, and you click on the link, and it takes you to a third party app, third party like link. Chances are, some of these scammers are pretty smart, and once they click on it, they're going to get your IP address. They can get your access to your phone. They can see your photos because you're opening a link, and that lets them use malware or software where they can get access to your tablet, smartphone, even your computer. So you do have to watch out. So don't click on any suspicious links. That's number 7. No suspicious links if it's through email, text messages, or whatever. Okay. Number 6, if they're asking to pay through, and I've said this, it sounds like a broken record, but they're asking you to pay through Steam gift cards, Google Pay, Google Play, or Apple gift cards. That's a scam. That's automatically the red flag's 100% a scam. So avoid that. Number 6. Number 4, a lot of times they'll have a foreign accent. Now, I'm not going after people or saying or downgrading countries or anything like that, but a lot of these scams come out of either Nigeria, India, Saudi Arabia, Dubai. A lot of these scams are coming out, but a lot of them are out of India. And a lot of these people in those countries don't make a lot of money, and they have to make money for their families, and they take these jobs. And I think they know what they're doing is wrong, but they obviously have to make a living. And, there are better ways to make money than scamming. And that's why I bring it down to number 5 today. Talking about number 5 as this can be a tough one, but if they are, if they're asking you to pay, again, with Google Play, Apple gift cards, Steam gift cards, it's automatically a scam. Okay, it's 100%. So anybody asks you, hang up. Just hang up. Again, number 5, getting into number 5 now, and we see this a lot at CVS. We see a lot of people coming in, and there's a lot of CVSs out there that are UPS drop-off locations. We even have to ask if you're doing a UPS deliver, if you're sending out a UPS package, if there's money involved. We can't really tell you what to do, but if you're being asked to pick up a package, we're going to ask you, is this a scam or whatever? We need to see ID, that type of thing. When you pick up a package or receive a package, you do have to show ID. So that would be number 5. We're going to ask you, because a lot of people don't realize that they're money laundering, especially these dating scams, online dating scams. A lot of people are being used as money mules, and this becomes an issue with people who are, falling victim to a potential online catfish scam or something like that. Your address is being used to money launder back to other countries in places like Nigeria and places in Africa and poor countries. Even we've seen it in the Philippines as well. And you just got to look out for that. We're going to ask you those questions. It doesn't matter if it's Walmart, Walgreens, or even CVS. We're going to ask you those questions because that's part of the job. So if you are supposed to receive a package and it has something to do with maybe an online dating or something, do not pick up the package. Let UPS notify UPS, and they can look into it and maybe have local law enforcement stop that package and delay it from going back to the scammers in another country. Okay. Number 4, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. A lot of these scams we see are not just dating apps, dating scams. A lot of them are money laundering scams as well, but a lot of them can be lottery scams. Someone claiming that you won the lottery, but they also need access to your checking account, savings account. Maybe they say you owe a fee. You have to pay like a $200-$300 fee to get access to the ticket. We see this a lot as well at CVS. People coming in saying, "Oh, I won a lottery ticket. They just tell me I need to pay with an Apple gift card." And we do want them, but sometimes we can't stop them. all we can do at our job as a cashier or someone who deals in money, all we can do is warn them. Just be aware it's not going to a scam. We ask them the questions, and then it's up to them. They have to be the ones that take the warning. They lose their money, it's their fault. We do the best we can to warn them ahead of time. If you watch this video, I just want people to understand that we see scams like this every day across the United States and across the world. And I work 3-4 days a week, so I see this on a regular basis. Okay. Moving into number 3 now. Again, if they're demanding payment, and I'm repeating this, but if they're demanding payment, like they're saying, we're going to take you to jail, we're going to put you, we're going to arrest you, we're going to, you owe money for this, we're going to take your social security number away, we're going to hold you hostage on your checking account. We see this a lot where they pretend to be from Amazon. Amazon is never going to email you, okay, unless you want them to. Amazon is never going to text message you. If something sounds too good to be true, call the actual company. Call a real Amazon customer service. There is Amazon customer service. Call them on their website. Go to the real website, because there's a lot of con artists, a lot of fake companies pretending to be Amazon. Amazon is never going to text message you. You do see this a lot in the text messaging scams where they pretend that someone might have hacked your account and bought an iPhone or something, and they're the scammers in India or wherever country they're coming from will pretend to say, hey, we need access to your Amazon account so we can cancel this. Basically, they're going to send you a code. They're going to have you put that code in. That's basically a way to reset your password. So just be aware of that and watch out for those types of scams. Number 2, again, a lot of these scams we see going on right now aren't just attacking people through, dating apps, but they're also attacking people on Facebook. Facebook, they'll have links where, you may even send you an email saying, hey, you got to reset your Facebook password or Instagram password. And it's a way to steal your credentials and steal your photos and steal personal information. So they may send you a link saying, hey, you got to change your password. That link is obviously spoofed. It takes you to a fake Facebook that looks legit, and that's a way for them to gather your password, and then they can get access to it and steal it and then scam other people on your Facebook. So basically, it's blackmail. It's a blackmail scam. So watch out for that at number 2. And number 1, like I said before, if it sounds too good to be true, just hang up on the phone. If it's a phone call you get, if it's an email, just delete it. Report it as spam. If any of these things, text messages, whatever, just, if you're someone out there who's received phone calls over the last month or so and aren't sure if it's really from, CMP, or from your local phone company, we see it going on a lot, where they're trying to steal they're actually trying to steal people's checking accounts or job payroll checks. We're seeing that now where people are stealing, trying to steal people's paychecks and trying to call, pretending to be from their employee and getting the information and changing the direct deposit to the scammer's savings account or checking account and stealing the person who didn't even know their accounts were being hacked. We see this a lot right now in 2025. That's one of the newest scams we're seeing, where scammers are pretending to be employees calling their company and saying, hey, I need to change my direct deposit. Can you help me with this? And they're actually given access to that. So we're seeing a lot of that happening. And we also see that companies and businesses are also being targeted with scams. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. For Mr. Positive Live, I'm Mr. Positive. Don't fall for a scam in 2025.